Hey guys, another video for our nature and environment in Japan playlist. So Japan has black bears and brown bears. Apparently until the 1980s they were fairly extensively culled. In fact, apparently now they're extinct in Kyushu. So there are no bears at all in Kyushu, and they were at risk of being extinct in various parts of Honshu as well. So in the 1980s, they sort of backed off on the culling and let the bears repopulate. And the result of that has been that every year we seem to be having conflicts between people and bears, during which the bears usually win. So in 2024, there were 219 attacks by bears on people. So far this year, there's been quite a few already. There was an 81-year-old lady killed recently in Iwate. The bear went into her house. Apparently her son went to visit her house and found her in her house. The bear had gone into the house and killed her, which is actually quite common. There was another couple of elderly gentlemen that were attacked this year as well in their house. So it got to the point in that Iwate area in July and in June and in this month that there's been so many attacks in houses by bears, possibly the same bear, that they've actually started to activate evacuation centres. So people who are scared to stay in their homes are going to the evacuation centres where they feel safer. So basically the humans are living in the bear's habitat, aren't they? And the houses are full of food. So usually what happens, it's usually older people that attack, not always, but usually older people, and often in their homes or outside their homes. So you can imagine up in the countryside, up in the mountains, little house up in the hills with a couple of elderly people living in it, and one of these bears comes through the front door, the bear's going to win. Or they get attacked in their gardens. They'll be out working in their gardens and the bear comes around the corner. As far as we're concerned, if we're out walking in the mountains or doing other things in the mountains, as long as you're fairly noisy and fairly aware of your surroundings, they often have bells on the trails, and as you walk along the trail you ring the bells. People often hang bells off their backpacks and things as well, so that they make noise when they're moving through the countryside. So that's the key. What you don't want to do is to walk into a clearing somewhere or walk up a path somewhere and surprise a bear, because he probably won't react well. So as far as people visiting Japan or living in Japan and worrying about bear attacks, it's pretty unlikely for most of us that we're ever going to encounter them that closely. It's more likely if you're in a rural area, in a quiet rural area on your own, or one or two people on their own, that it's likely to happen. Big groups of noisy people, not likely to happen. So yeah, if you find yourself walking in the mountains of Japan, be as noisy as possible, because that's going to give the bears a chance to get away from you, which is usually what they want to do. They're not really interested in attacking us to eat us. They just want the food that we have. That's what they're after. Anyway, that's it. More videos coming soon.